Welcome back to Garage Hammer Tactics. Today we're giving you a army showcase
off Raven Guard, and it is Neil's Raven Guard. You've probably seen a couple of times on the channel already. He's faced me a couple of times, and the last battle report that's just gone up just after Christmas was a doubles with Attrition Gaming versus Garage Hammer Tactics.
It was a good day.
And yeah, it was some laughs were had. So, as we noticed, Neil's a very talented painter, so we wanted to show off his Raven Guard, and hopefully it'll inspire some of you to pick up Raven Guard, because it's not that well represented, really. I've not seen that many.
No, certainly not the units that I tend to run.
Yes.
You see a lot of Raven Guard with speeders and assault squads and that sort of thing, but
yeah, nice, fast.
Yeah, I do like my armour.
You're a tank,
much to the annoyance of the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually quite hard in Raven Guard to run it like that, because of the restrictions on you can't have more vehicles you've got.
Yes, so that is always a worry. That's something I have to worry about with my Blood Angels, because trying to fit dreadnoughts in and stuff, and you're like, oh, need to add something else in. But you've definitely got some troops, so we'll start off. You've got your two tactical squads.
Yeah, two basic rich tactical squads.
Yeah, you haven't really put any upgrades on them, actually, have you? Just
no, and every time they get punched out, I regret not having a sergeant with a power fist. Or
at least it's not too many points gone.
No, they literally, I just because of the Raven Guard rules, you can stick them in a Rhino outflank, and they're great at coming on.
Yeah, outflank, late objective ground.
Exactly that. Yeah,
that's very handy.
Yeah.
And then what else we got at the front here? We got an assault squad.
An assault squad, yes, 10-man strong. I've bought those, painted them all up, and then I realised that you could run 20. This is right back at the start. I haven't read the book properly, so
never doubled up. That's why are actually on 25mm bases.
They are 25mm. They're so old. 25mm, much like my Master of Signal is. Comes later.
Yeah.
I have got another 10-man assault squad that aren't finished yet of the Mark V. So I love the big jump packs and the double and stuff. So,
vent ones.
Yeah, I haven't done those yet.
Yeah, definitely.
And then a Volkite attack support squad at the front there.
Yeah, charges those ones.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got two.
They're short range, aren't they? Is it 15-inch?
Yeah, really short range. I normally slap them in a Termite or something, or again they.
Yeah, so you get them nice in place and pump out a load of strength 5 shots.
Yeah, we love Volkite, don't we?
Yes, you got quite a bit of Volkite.
I do. That's a recent thing, you know. Actually, I've realised how good it can be when you have it en masse.
Yes, it definitely helps when you're pumping out that many shots.
It does, yeah.
Talking of Volkite, you got a little 5-man caviler squad, which is like the in between.
Yeah,
so that's a.
They're heavy, which is annoying.
It is annoying, but they do have 30-inch range.
They do, and with the Raven Guard, you can infiltrate them as well, obviously.
Yeah, so you get that perfect spot in a nice building, and
stick a character with them with a chameleon, and then you're
free up cover save in the building. So happy days.
And then a plasma support squad. I think possibly the first infantry unit I properly painted.
So that was the first unit you painted for the Raven Guard?
First infantry unit. The first one I did was a Rhino.
So you started off on a tank?
I did start off on a tank.
So that's why you love a tank?
Well, I went to a painting course run by Matt Kane, who was previously at Forge World.
Yes.
He and Andy Waller got together and started doing, I think they're doing separate things now, but at the time they were doing stuff together. And he put a thing on Facebook saying, I'm going to run a painting course, is anyone interested? And I really liked his painting style at Forge World, so I thought, I'm going to jump on that. So I painted a Rhino. And then I thought, great, I'll go back into another one for infantry, painted that infantry unit, and then...
So which Rhino was painted first? Can you remember?
It's the one that's got a little bit of brass on the front, so that one there. That was the first one I ever painted.
Has that got a special place in your heart for the Raven Guard?
Yeah. It also took a tumble Warhammer World. You can see a little chip out the exhaust there where
so it got
it bounced off the table, hit the stone floor, and went... So some on-site repairs where a lot of bits fell off it. Yeah,
quickly someone gets super glue.
You can't tell that it's been repaired, but there are some chips that I've got to fix at some point.
Sturdy models, these ones. Floss me place.
So hang on, what we do to Volkite. So that's
we've done the plasma and Volkite Cavaliers.
No, we did that one. So culverins. Yes, the team squad.
On the receiving end.
You have,
recently.
And there was a couple of people on the receiving end that today, in fact, for a game we had.
Yeah, nice. So, I did equally as well.
I don't know if Ollie Mead watches this, but his Black Shield suffered badly at the hands of these today.
So
there's so many shots, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 4 shots each. Strength 6 these ones as well.
Yeah, strength 6.
So wounding on 2s.
Deflagging,
deflagging.
45-inch
stuff
range.
like a Master of Signal, which you've got.
Or not, just an armistice.
Or an armistice, which I don't... Or combining both, so you got...
I haven't done that yet, that's
but I suppose it starts racking up the points, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But again, you know, as I say, you put an armistice with them, with Cameo and they sat in ruins with this horrible cover save, just blasting units. Really
infiltrate into the perfect position with a 3-up cover save and mastercrafted.
Yep. The only downside to them is they occupy a heavy support slot, which is a hotly contested shot. But they do a lot of work, you know.
Yeah, they deserve that space in that heavy support slot, I think.
Yeah, they do. And I've got Watson Dark Furies there. 6 that are painted up, 4 more still to do.
Yep.
This is where I get rushed to do them for an event or something or other.
Yeah,
so I just get the ones painted that I need.
Were these your first Raven Guard specific unit that you did? Or was it the
Mor Deythan? I think it was the Mor Deythan because of their rule, the Fatal Strike rule. So you give them all combi flamers and pop them out of an ambulance or something and they just murder.
So something disappears.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And they are good at that, but I have found them very much to be that kind of alpha strike. You know, they do a lot of damage and then that's done and then they just get steamrolled by something. And they're a lot of points,
I don't like them.
Yeah. But if you take out something that's dangerous to you, worthwhile, then
worth it. So
go and crack a Typhon or something.
So
and
the
then
Mor Deythans was the first one, and then
the Dark Furies.
Then the Dark Furies.
That's all they've got so far, I think. Still don't have any characters forge rolled, so if you're watching this, can I have a character, please?
Yeah, get on it.
Other than the Primarch.
So your last infantry,
Terminators.
Only Terminator squad.
Yes, Terminators. Yeah,
so
and I think they've been used once, maybe. Cataphracti Terminators. Yeah.
One of the first ones that you did, I guess.
Yeah, so I painted the plasma supports one. The next unit I did with 2 Terminators.
Yeah.
And if you look really carefully on the camera, they're slightly greyer than all the stuff around it, just because I changed the way I paint them slightly. Yeah.
But what made you go for all the mix of the weapons? Was that inexperience first, or
a little bit? Yeah. Plus, I like variety. I get bored of just being the ass out that walks in with just 5 chain fists.
Do a bit of everything. Or
and they go the different initiatives as well, which I think makes a difference when you're in a melee somewhere.
If you need to hit something first, you might get that chance. And
but those are the old resin ones, so I just got excited building them, I think. So one's got a combi weapon, one's got a random lightning claw, plasma blaster, chain fist on the hammers. I said I don't see much table time, and they probably won't, to be honest.
No. Now we've talked about your Rhinos. You've got a total of 3 of them.
3 Rhinos.
Were you lucky enough to get the Forgewood deal when it was in time to get all 3?
No, I bought these piecemeal over time. But to be fair, when I bought the first one, they were still 33 quid.
So not as big a savings as you would have now, because I think we were saying 40 quid now, we've gone up.
I think it might be 42 now, actually. It's a lot.
It's almost 25% increase. Crazy. And
there's a lot of other transport options now. Not dedicated, obviously, but things like termites and ambulance and things. You don't necessarily need Rhinos.
No.
But I like the Rhinos, cheap.
Yes,
and
that cheap. 35 points.
Still 35 points, and obviously you can put a pincer weapon on it, much to annoyance of some people on Facebook.
Yes, I like mine with mounted.
I had a Salamander's army, which I bought on
you definitely
last year.
Got to get them then.
Yeah, brilliant on those.
And then more tanks. You've got some Vindicators.
Vindicators, yeah.
So you've got 2 lasers.
2 lasers.
Which I've heard a few people give you compliments on your metal tarnishing from the heat bloom.
Yeah, I did that. I same with the Glaive too. I put a picture of it up on Instagram, and then I had a few messages, even from your colleague.
Yeah, Tom asked about it, and I think he's looking to copy and do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, well, I gave him a list and the paints and
but they do look very nice. I really like that effect.
Well, I did. It's not actually that difficult. I think it's to people who don't do it, it seems like voodoo. But if you've got an airbrush and just a bit of patience, it's not hard.
Yes.
Just
sort of that type effect. Airbrush goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can do it with glazed stuff. Just takes a long time to get the transition.
More coats. And instead of 2 minutes, it's
half
an hour. And then you've got
the
one Demolisher cannon.
Yep.
And that's just the GW one, isn't it?
It is GW one, yeah. And that's not because I'm too cheap to buy the Forge one. It's just because I already had that, so I just painted it up for Raven Guard. And the reason I don't have 3 laser destroyers, as I said to you earlier on, was because I forgot what colours I used for the gun shield, and I don't want it to not match.
Yeah, because you'd end up just selling that one.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't match. It's gone.
Yeah, you get very frustrated with that. So no thanks.
And then you got a few bikes. You have got more jet bikes than this, haven't you?
I have got. Yes, some more jet bikes.
But, we got some out to just demo them. So we got 3 Maltagun ones, and these are the Sky Spear, the heavy
Sky
support
Slayers,
ones,
Sky
Sky Slayers.
They're both Skies. I think the Volkite ones.
Yeah,
are
the
Sky Slayers
Volkite
too.
ones as well. So that's heavy support slots, but they're fast and mobile, and you've got deep strike. And I suppose, does your infiltrate confer to them?
No, the jet bikes, Terminators, and assault squads get furious charge instead of infiltrate.
Okay.
Raven Guards.
So,
Yeah, I've got quite a few more. I bought about 5 years ago. I decided I wanted to go to an event, so I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll run the Sky Hunter Phalanx Right at War.
yeah.
So what do I need for that? 23 jet bikes apparently. So I bought them all, painted them all over the course of a week. And mistakes were made. I mean, I've used them a couple of times, but I actually started selling them off now. I sold a few the other day, but I thought I'll keep a core of the heavy support ones because I quite like them.
Yeah, they're good. That's it. So, wow. I think you like your Volkite, don't you? So you got to keep the Volkite ones at least.
Yeah, but it's a recent thing, and I like it even more after the Glaive's recent outings. It's been fun.
Yes. And then we got a Outrider squad.
Outrider squads, yeah.
So you said you're being nice on these ones because you haven't got plasma.
No plasma, no.
But,
it's also really expensive to put plasma.
Yeah, they do give up some points, don't they?
Yeah, because they've got 3 up save, they tend to get smushed pretty quickly, I find as well.
Like the jet bike's resilient with that 2 up save and toughness 5, but
yeah.
at least they've still toughness 5. But
yeah, toughness
something
5
like someone with some Volkite would
would have a field day. Yeah,
make short work of them.
Yeah, it's just they've got outflank having the Outriders, so they're quite useful.
Yes.
I think last time I had them using them as the Hussars, just so they're a scoring unit.
Yes.
Troops. So.
And no bases at the moment. You were saying.
No, I bought them off one of the trading sites with no bases, so I'm getting my good pal Rick at Reforged Conversions, partner in crime, to make me some fancy corp bases, just so I can do wheelies. And
that would look really cool when that comes out.
He thought I was joking. I wasn't. No, I'm serious. Please do that.
And more fast stuff.
Got a
Javelin. So you went for the las cannon one.
Yeah, again, I bought them second hand. They had las cannons. I've got another one as well, but it's not here.
Is that a las cannon?
That's a las cannon one too. Yeah.
So.
It's one of those ones where if I'd played with them a few times, I'd have realised that the missile launcher version is probably better.
I think it's slightly better. It's there's not much in it, to be honest. And where they got Xiphon run with the 2 up, is it twin link still?
No, I don't know.
Or is it just 2 shots?
Oh, the las cannon.
Yeah,
the las cannon's just a twin las cannon.
Okay. So it's not too shabby.
I put it with the melter just to try and crack vehicles, but
well, I find that's
with the missiles and the hunter killers you can put on it and stuff. I think the missile variant is probably better.
Yes, that's how I personally run mine for the Blood Angels, is the missiles with an assault cannon though, not the multi-matter, just because they can.
Because they can. Well, I played against one of the attrition events recently where we had to play a buy list. I played against Will Henry's Raven Guard, and he put one up me with his javelins and all his missiles and just blowing up everything I had from miles away. So,
nice.
That's very effective.
Yeah,
I recommend javelins with missile launchers, not las cannons.
Yes, and because they got outflank as well. And you can get the side armour, so you don't necessarily need that strength 9, do you?
People forget about the Grav backwash too when you charge it and you're -2 to hit.
Yeah, they're not that easy to punch out of the sky, are they?
Not bad.
Should we go on to Graviton rapiers? 2 off.
2 off. I have got 3. Couldn't find the other one today.
How do you find they do for you?
Do you know what? I used them. I did them as an anti-Spartan unit.
Yeah.
All the Spartan Death Star spam that we've seen for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Again, I went to Warhammer World for, I can't remember if it's a Throne of Skulls or a campaign event now they did a few years back. I didn't really have anything to deal with Spartans. That was before multi-bombing was a thing.
Is that when it was just one?
Yeah, one metal bomb, so it wasn't really worth it. And the flare shield Spartans are just so difficult to deal with. Laser Vindies.
Yeah, but when it's flare shielded up, it's still struggle, don't it?
So I thought, well, so it was Grav rapiers. I thought a few of them just haywire hits, aren't they? Just dangerous terrain.
Brings it all
It worked.
down.
I did a mobilise one.
Oh, nice.
And then the payload doesn't get to you quickly enough then, so yeah. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of points on it. Each one's like 70 or 75 points, so soon it's into the cost of something else. So, but, I like them.
Yeah,
they just
cool.
don't get
used. And that's another one with the brown shield.
With the brown shield, thanks for that. There's definitely an Intensity Wood or Intensity Chestnut in there somewhere. I just can't remember which order, so I'll work it out eventually.
And then we got some Dreadnoughts.
So
we've got one of each here, haven't we? So we've got...
There are more in the boxes.
More in the boxes.
So I've got 3 Contemptors, but that's the one I have finished pretty much.
Yes,
Like the base don't do too closely.
Quite a good pose. I asked you if you pinned him actually, didn't you? You said
No. Relied on the strength of Gorilla Super Glue.
Yeah, that Gorilla stuff's good. So
other glues are available, but I like the Gorilla Glue.
We're not sponsored by Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, originally, because I built him originally for Hush 40k list of Carcharodons.
Oh, nice.
Because the Raven Guard successors, allegedly, and I thought it'd be quite nice to give him a spiky Mohican and replace all his fingers with the chain blades off of
so
the
like
bolters, so like a
sharks
chain
do,
fist. Yeah. So, and then I sold the Carcharodons because 40k went to a bad place
Yes.
for me. So I thought I'd just stick him in the Raven Guard then as an ancient. So it seemed to work quite well.
And then we've got Deredeo. Not the Volkite one. Not the Plasma one.
Yes, the Volkite one wasn't out when I had that.
No.
Yeah,
But the Plasma one, I've always thought it was a bit underwhelming, but you said you've had a little bit of luck with it sometimes.
No, I don't know. Not me personally. I hardly ever run it. It's a lot of points. But so the game I played today, my doubles partner had one, and it was doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was taking wounds and doing whole points and all sorts of damage. So I don't know. The Deredeo for me, the best version probably is the one with the Arachnus las cannon battery thing.
Oh, the
sat at the back, intercepts and flies.
Good.
It's horrific.
Is there strength 10 las cannons, aren't they?
Yeah.
The AP one?
No, the AP2 we checked this today because the difference between my fly getting blown up or not today. No, AP2, but it's the that exo shock wall they've got as well. You get double penetrated hit. If it's
very good.
Yeah, they're tough. So yeah, I'm not sure about those. Leviathan.
Leviathan, the must-have in every army, I think, personally.
With the Adam West pattern Phosphex launcher on top. Yeah, pretty good. So I've got 2 of those, but the other one's not finished yet. I don't think... I'm not even sure I've ever run him in a game, actually. I think now. Even when I had a Dreadnought drop pod, I sold the Dreadnought drop pod because it wasn't getting used.
I was going to say you haven't got a delivery for him.
No, I'm not sure. It's one of those things, isn't it? I think the only way to use him really is a Dreadnought drop pod.
Yes,
to get your mileage out of them.
There's
for
too many points
yeah,
to get shot off first.
You can't have them slugging across the table.
Because their range is pretty poor. That is their drawback. So you spend another 100 points.
Yeah, and then it becomes like a 400 point unit, and they pretty much.
Yeah,
they're
good. Excuse me, they are good, but they do.
But then I feel a bit dirty then coming down the drop pod and phosphexing someone. And I mean, you did have to take the phosphex.
I don't.
Yeah, Tom definitely takes it.
Yeah, Tom loves it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I love the models. That's why I got a couple of them, but I don't think I've ever really used them. Yeah, I'm not sure. I might get drop pods in the future.
Raven Guard haven't got a specific Leviathan, do they?
No, not yet. No, we don't have any specific Praetor models either.
not.
Yeah. We're very under-delivered for World again, if you're listening.
We need more.
We need more, yeah. I mean, there's a Darkwing pattern Storm Eagle as well, which we... I mean, I don't expect a particular model, but a little upgrade kit, a couple of bits might do.
Like to stick on.
Yeah, but no, not yet.
Now, we'll go back to tanks.
Go on.
So,
tank.
I'll start off with the drill, the Termite drill. So, everyone, were you obsessed with that kit as soon as it came out?
Yeah, I really was obsessed with it. I was at the, I think it was Heresy Weekender where I first saw it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even in the new model seminar we went into. I thought, oh, that's all nice. And we walked into the room and Will Hayes had one on the side. I was like, what's that? Oh, it's a Termite. I said, get out. So I had a little look at it. I thought, this is amazing. I've got to have one of these. And then I bought 3.
Yeah, they're nice little kits to put together.
Yeah, they're really good. And
the
they weather up really nicely too.
Yes, they do. Yeah. I quite like the dirty...
bang the table.
That's your models, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I do like the dirt on the tracks and stuff. And
yeah, they're good fun to paint. It's repetitive going around doing each 5 tracks, but once you start doing the oils and powders and stuff, it's great fun.
And I think the best thing about the Termites that I find, and I'm sure the community find, is capacity 12, which is sorely needed in more transports. And it's just so good to just be able to put your character in with your squad, where normally you can't, and you're struggling to put your characters places. And that's probably why you see so many Spartans, because
well, indeed, and
it's the only way to get you. Even if you got a 5-man Terminator squad, you want to put a character, you're like, well, I've got to.
Can't do it on Landraider. Yeah, it's really infuriating. Even if they made Rhinos, I'd sacrifice my twin link bolter on a Rhino, remove the gunner to have an extra transport space. Do you know what I mean? So it was enough of just seeing their character, because it is quite limiting. Yeah, Termite's good. So I've got another one, but that's not here.
Yeah, and then right next to him, we got a Typhon.
Typhon.
With more brown on the front, I can see.
Slightly different brown as well. So I did the Typhon before I painted the Vindicators. And do you know what? I think it's coming back to me now. I think when I painted the Vindicators, I used the wrong ink.
Yeah.
But then I was committed. So I've just left it like that. So I don't know which way around it is now. But yeah, you probably notice, looking at these Raven Guard insignia aside, that I haven't gone for the traditional black and white.
Yes.
I want them to appear a lot more just stealthy. So more jet black and just get that kind of gradient in the black if I could.
Yeah.
But I wanted a different spot colour, so I went with the kind of bronzy brown.
Yeah,
just
I think
to make it stand out a bit.
complements it. And I think with your brown tones of weathering and stuff, it all ties in nicely together.
Thanks.
So next up, you got an Achilles Landraider.
Yes.
Out of stock, not out of stock, out of production.
Yeah, gone too
completely
soon. I'm going to another plea now. Please, Forge World, if you're listening, bring it back.
Yeah, it's such a cool looking model.
Kid, yeah. It's got good rules as well.
Yeah, it's got good rules. It looks nice. Is it still a transport as well?
Yeah, it's a transport capacity of 6.
Nice. So you could have a little plasma squad.
Well, I used to take a Forge Lord in it because it's quite survivable anyway. And then every time it took any damage, get the Forge Lord to fix
Get
it.
out with a spanner.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's quite good. I haven't got the Volkite one. You'll be pleased to know. Just the traditional melter one.
No, but
Yeah,
yeah,
Alpha,
that's really nice. And
Yeah, I love
again,
the
you've got
Vindicators.
heat blooms looking nicely on there. And heat blooms on the melter as well.
Yeah, got a bit of heat bloom.
Yeah.
I like a bit of heat bloom. Or heat stain.
Everybody loves a good heat bloom.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And then a good old-fashioned Landraider.
Good old plastic GW Landraider. Yeah, again, a bit like the Vindicator. This is one I had in my collection. It was sort of
I really
unbuilt,
like the GW Landraiders, to be fair. I got one for my Alpha Legion because, don't get me wrong, I like the Forge World ones as well, but the price difference.
Yeah,
I like both, so why would I pick the more expensive
yeah,
one?
in fact, I like them all. I like the GW plastic ones, and I like all the Forge World variants. I haven't met a Landraider yet that I've just liked to see.
Good looking tank,
Yeah.
innit?
So yeah, that's the Terminator transport really, but it doesn't get much use either. So.
No, I suppose you say you don't use your Terminators that much, but I suppose that's fairly in line with Raven Guard.
Yeah, I don't think I had very many of them.
For their Terminators,
I'm hoping with these like PDF things they keep bringing out with war zones and with a little unit, then we might get some Raven Guard deliverers, Terminators maybe.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't know what form they'll take. I want infiltrating Tartarus Terminators. That would do.
Raven Guard infiltrating destroyers. That'd be cool.
No, that'd do nicely as well.
Yeah.
So I can stick them in the transport and outflank them.
Yeah.
Good.
Go, hello. Then
This boy.
on to our bigger tanks. So that one is the Stormblade.
Stormblade. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
And this one you used on the 30k channel actually.
I
Didn't you?
did.
I've watched that battle report. It was quite a good battle report.
Yeah,
actually.
that was entertaining. Yeah, I actually took some flack for having that in the on the 30k channel. People weren't happy that my Raven Guard were fighting in the open with a damn tank, as he said it, and not using guerrilla warfare, and that was why he didn't play Heresy anymore. Things like this. Cool,
Well,
cool story, bro. Carry on.
Well, as we know, all legions had everything,
Absolutely, yeah.
so it gives you the ability to do whatever you want,
Yeah.
basically, doesn't it? And
And we talked about it before. My opponent on the day is a friend of mine as well, and he had a Fellblade.
yeah,
So I felt justified, and he also had like 20 Grey Warden Terminators or something.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'm going to take the Stormblade.
yeah, definitely worth it. And
It was a good run out.
it is more heat bloom on the big plasma. I do like that, and then the plasma coils. You put a bit of like green.
Yeah, I went for the kind of the copper oxidization.
Was that the GW paint? Was it? Or did you use?
I honestly can't remember what I used for that. That might well be the GW one actually thinned down. Yeah.
Cause I quite like that paint. That technical
Yeah.
paint is quite good.
I found some nice ways of doing it now with using oils and other stuff, but that certainly served the purpose. I'm denied about the glow. OSL is one of those things that if you absolutely nail it, it looks fantastic, and if you don't absolutely nail it, it's a bit middling, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's hard to go back to and redo unless you
exactly.
start
Yeah.
from
So,
the beginning. I suppose.
and as it was a big old Lord of War, I thought I'll try it on subtle things. Like I've done a little bit on the Master Signal there, and on the Mechanicum guy I brought on for the back rep, the Magos with the green glow. And stuff, so,
yeah, no, that was very cool because if you've seen the Alpha Legion versus Mechanicum, wasn't it? And your Magos. Well, spoilers, he didn't have much luck.
No. It was a dark day for for the
You're like, he'll tank it, and then there's some ones.
What he tanked was ones. Yeah. So yeah, not good. But yeah, I like it in small doses. But I think if you're going to do it on big areas, you've got to really be very good at it. And it's still something I'm honing to a level that I'm happy with. So.
Yes. Well, on the next tank, you've
Your mate.
my mate.
My
Spoilers
mate.
again. the Christmas.
Yeah, if you haven't watched that, go and watch it now, then come back.
That's so good, but I hate this thing. I love it at the same time because it's so well painted. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's brutal.
It's a murder machine, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, and the our local kind of gaming cohorts with a few games last weekend.
Yeah, you touched some other people with it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I wasn't alone.
Poor Mac got the sharp end of that as well. He wasn't very happy.
Yeah, we were just saying that strength 8, so normally annihilates any feel no pain saves that you get.
It doubles out. Yeah,
AP2, so you're not normally getting an armor save, and then you like think, oh, I'm gonna have to grab some cover, and then you go, oh, it mills cover,
yeah.
and then the deflag just to
rub it in, and it goes through tanks and infantry, unless it hits a massive cool building or a super heavy.
Go for everything. I really like it.
The only bonus you got with it, as we figured out, is obviously if you hit it with a Venator or something, so it snap fires and it can't fire the main gun.
Yes, because anything without a ballistic skill,
that's right,
can't snap fire, so you
that's
can
your
shut it down.
only way to hide.
So
a 12 hole
if you come across one of these, you need this. Is it Cerebus or no?
Yes, the Cerebus, the Cerberus, and the Falchion with the upgrade.
Ah, yes. So those 3 tanks.
They're your best friends, yeah. Not a lightning with crack pens if you're Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
That's good.
Again, if you've watched that video, you'll understand.
Yeah.
But HQs then, before we get on to your flyers.
Yeah, there's a few that I haven't brought with me, but
so you got this chap. I forgot his name, but
so that's my take on everyone's favourite Mary Sue, Nykona Sharrowkyn.
Yep.
In game terms, he gets used as a champion with demoning blades, much to the hatred.
Yeah, those are strong.
Or just paragon blades if I haven't got enough points, whatever you need. But they haven't done a model for him, and he gets a lot of grief really for being this almost indestructible character in the books. But I absolutely love the spoilers. The fight with Lucius when he just leaves him to Gladys buried in and bleeding out on the deck. So
Lucius, he makes me laugh. He's this awesome swordsman, but he always seems to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, he got cut down big time. It's like, so I quite liked him. And I think he originally paid him for a golden demon, but didn't get very far. But I was happy with the blades and stuff. So
no, he looks very, very cool. And then behind him, which we sort of touched on earlier, with the 25mm base.
Because he's
an
ancient.
old model, but
Master of Signal. Soon to go with my Tomb Squad.
Yeah.
After your suggestion.
No, I think that'd be very. I think you should. Just not against me.
It's horrible. It's too nasty.
And then the other one that goes with the Tomb Squad, which I don't like.
What did you call him?
The Gamey Amistos. We gave each other a lot of stick that day.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good day out. Yes, the Amistos.
So he confers Mastercrafted to himself and the squad that he's attached to.
If they've got
it's quite good.
Volkites.
The only thing I dislike about that rule is the rolling. Because you've got to roll it separately.
And everyone
we house rolled it, didn't we?
Did, yeah.
If you've got 11 boats, just re-roll 11 dice.
Yeah, just for speed. But it is a pain rolling 4 at a time.
It slows the game down too much. But
that's someone maybe who doesn't play a lot has written that rule.
Yeah.
And hadn't really thought about it if you've got a Vulcan. And the same with the heavy bolters.
Yeah, well, they're still 3 shots each. You've got to do exactly the same thing. It's fine on like a last cannon squad. It's like
not a big drama, is it?
Those. And then Praetor.
Just a Praetor based off the old the Corvidae model, the 40k Corvidae model. So stuck a couple of Raven's talons on him, and I thought he's good to stick with Dark Furies or an assault squad if I want a fast army.
Keep him up with him and hopefully rip someone's head off.
It was fun to paint, but again, he doesn't really get a lot of use these days. I tend to use more support characters than beat sticks.
Yeah.
Because other legions have better beat sticks, so I just play to my strengths really.
Like Raldon. You've been touched by Raldon.
Oh, Raldon deck.
We didn't do that one in the shower. That was
that was a friendly game where he walks up and cut through my entire tactical squad just by himself. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. But that's what the Bloodlings are, aren't they? They're just grinders that just come through a bit like the world.
I like to call them. They hit you very, very hard,
hammer.
but then they're
my
just Marines and die.
Well, actually,
you taught them a good lesson.
Yeah, with the Salamanders, but that was when I was like, I don't want to play against Sanguinius against Sean. A little gripe, so Sean didn't take him, and then I battered Sean, and then.
But to be fair, I was Traitor at Blood Angels that day, so I was never going to take.
But I played with Sanguinius once, and he made mincemeat of Vulcan's fire.
Well, that was bad advice by your partner, wasn't it? Because he said Don't tank him on Vulcan.
Yeah, tank him on the Fire Drakes.
Fire Drakes.
And
Even
then
though
they
I'd be
will die.
wounding Vulcan on 5s because he's toughness 7, and then your Fire Drakes just got instant death.
And Vulcan and Fire Drakes would have hit back, which might have made a difference. But
But
so anyone that's playing with Adam West, again, don't
listen to
take
him.
his advice.
And don't believe him on his rules either.
Yeah, please challenge him at an event if you play against him.
Yes, on everything. So back to Raven Guard.
Yeah, back to the Flyers.
Flyers.
Yeah.
So we've
I
got
love Flyers.
a few.
Mm.
So I'll start off with the Fire Raptor.
Yep.
Everybody loves them. Everybody hates them.
Yeah. Love
They
them in equal
are
measure.
such
They're just so
so
versatile, aren't
efficient
they?
for
Yeah.
their
and
points cost.
they can shoot at so many different things each turn. And just
Yeah, like when they come on with the missiles, because they can fire 4 when they come on. And then they got Machine Spirit, so they can do the Gatling cannon as well.
Rather than something else.
And then the
Two
autocannons
independent
or heavy bolters are independent turrets. So
Yeah,
you
so
can
you
fire
just
everything.
literally lace everything you want, can't you?
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah, I
good.
can see why they're really, really popular. I didn't really. I mean, you can counter them with Skyfire intercepting Arachnus, Deredeos and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
Arcus.
you know, even if you make it Jink, because of Machine Spirit, you still fire that big Gatling gun on the front and rip through a Space Marine squad. The twin linked autocannons, even on 6s, you're probably going to get a couple of hits. So
Yeah, because you're rolling 8 dice
I
essentially.
think efficient is a good description for them, and I think that's why you see so many of them.
Yes.
So, and then why this thing doesn't get run as much, as cool as it is.
No, yes. So yeah, we'll go on to Xiphon. So it's like the Lightning's lesser cousin, I suppose. But it's still quite a cool model because it's got the
So I absolutely love it. I
missile
wish it
launcher
was.
underneath as well.
Yeah, I wish it was just, I don't know, better.
Yeah.
You know, I like to say, I mean, that game you mentioned on the dedication, I took that, and the presenter there questioned me, so no fire ups, and then you've taken a Xiphon, you didn't see many of those. So no, that's why I bought it, because you don't see many of them.
Yeah, it's nice to
take
see
something
models,
else.
that you don't see too often.
I do love it. It just, it doesn't get a lot of love. I think maybe it's the missile launcher and stuff's okay, and it's got the 220 lads coming. I think maybe it's just a bit too many points when you compare it to something like the Raptor.
But like rules wise, it's fine. It's just the cost probably. It just needs to come
And you
down.
can't hover it either because it's
it's just
supersonic. So
supersonic
that
all
one's
the
again
time.
more versatility.
Yeah.
So.
And then your last one, Storm Eagle.
Storm Eagle, yes,
I love the Storm Eagle.
I do
models.
too. I need another one.
When I saw it, like when I first got into Heresy in about 2015, 2016, I saw that and I was like a little bit put off because it's pricey and I've only just started Heresy.
Yeah.
But
Can be tricky to build as well.
First Forge Model I put together, actually, one of those.
That must have been an experience
And
for you.
yeah, it was a rude introduction to it.
Yeah, there was a lot of swearing when I built that one. The Fire Raptor, everyone moans about those two, but that one together, no problem. That thing almost went out the window.
Yeah, but yeah, awesome paint job on this one again. And building them, the main bit I find difficult was just getting the chassis. I found once you got the main chassis
lined
of
up.
it done, it wasn't too bad.
I had issues with these the wing parts here in the front. They actually got shaved down quite a lot because they just wouldn't fit.
Oh really?
I literally bought that, I think the weekend it was released, so it's one of the very first ones they did, so I wonder if that's part of it, I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. They might have tweaked the mould after or something.
Again, it's the second life though. That started life as a 40k model painted for my 40k chapter and then got repainted as a Raven Guard.
And then you went for las cannons instead of missiles.
I did, love las cannons. Went for multi-melter on the front as well.
Yeah.
And then found out that the Darkwing pattern Storm Eagle can't take multi-melters on the front.
Which
I ambushed Tony Cottrell about.
You need to change this.
So it's never going to be a Darkwing pattern unless I'm not playing WYSIWYG because he can't send a multi-melter. But
yes.
the Darkwing's overcost anyway, so who cares?
So next up, you've got the Primarch.
Corax.
Awesome pose on him, I think. And
yeah, I love everything but his hair. When he came out, I don't know, I was really disappointed with his hair. I thought it looks a bit weird. I think his expectation is that people are always going to moan no matter what. Someone's going to have an idea of what they want.
Something you'll always dislike on the model,
yeah.
unless you made it yourself. But that's.
I think given everything of his sort of sneaking around and carving people up with his whip and his claws and everything else to seem they're shooting a pistol, everyone was a bit, This doesn't feel very Corax. But you're right, the pose is great.
It would have been cool, if there was a bit maybe like the Lion's base where he's got loads of dead Night Lords around. And maybe
to be fair, on the Cynic base, he's got a dying guy that's been blasted by the Architect pistol, but I sold that.
Oh, you didn't never work painting that?
No,
I never do them because I don't have a display cabinet or anything. So
No,
nothing's ever on display, so I don't tend to do the display scenic bases because it only normally comes out to.
Yeah, and I think I got 15, 20 quid for the base, so it cheapens my Primarch cost.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Yeah, he was a long time coming. He was in the case for like a couple of years before I actually painted him. I built him. I thought, oh great, I'll get him done for an event. Didn't have time, and then never went back to him. So.
He does suffer from a 5-up pinball, though, doesn't he?
You did that to trick me, didn't you?
Yeah, I know he gets annoyed. We've spoken about it.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
I like the fact that it's only snap shooting unless he's the closest target, isn't it?
Yeah, unless he's the closest target, or the shooting model is a Primarch or Demon, I think.
Ooh,
or maybe Psyker as well, I'm not sure. But definitely Primarch or Demon.
But essentially,
he's
pretty safe from shooting.
Yeah, and also if he's part of a unit, you can target his unit. He doesn't make them more invisible.
No.
And that is good, yeah, great. And he's horrible on the charge. He comes in with a blistering amount of attacks at high initiative, and he'll blend squads. But against other Primarchs, it's bad times.
Because normally against other Primarchs, you just accept that they're just going to be there for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
but with Corax, you go, no, maybe fact, 2 turns.
I played a mutual friend of ours with his Mechanicum. He had a bloody Magos with a Rad Furnace. So he came in, made Corax toughness 4, and then just destroyed him
Rad
in
grenades
combat.
and Rad Furnace were stacking.
Horrible. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. He's he does give some benefits. You know, Raven Guard get 6-inch run moves across the board when he's on the table and stuff like that. And
it's good.
You can vector strike. You can withdraw him from combat if his initiative is higher than and put him in on-going reserve, stuff like that.
And run type.
Yeah, he's got loads of really cool bonuses, but he's the only Primarch with a 5 invulnerable, and it makes him really squishy.
Just needs to change that to a 4-up, and he's probably not too shabby.
Yeah, which I'm sure everyone will moan about. If you need to put his points up a bit, that's fine, but he doesn't survive very long. You can combat with something like anything that's got a high AP and he's in trouble.
Tearing down.
Yeah.
It brings us on to the last model.
The crown.
You probably noticed it.
The Thunderhawk. It's
quite large. So the Thunderhawk.
The old style one.
So the Mark 1.
Mark 1.
How long were Thunderhawks out when you decided you were going to get one?
I decided I was going to get one very early on. Financially.
It
was a bit of a wait.
You're going to have to wait a while.
I had to have one. It's just the iconic Space Marine vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, when I was a kid, when I first got into the hobby, and there was no Thunderhawk, then you saw all the references and stuff to them, and then you had that horrible metal thing they brought out, which is it sells for silly money these days, but it's just horrible and it's much smaller and stuff. When Forge World got that out, I just open mouth, so I've got to have one of those.
So as you can see in the close-ups here, it's absolutely stunningly painted, and I'm probably going to ask you an awkward question. How long did it take you to paint, or did you lose time and no idea?
You know what, it wasn't too bad because it's so many big flat surfaces. With the airbrush, you can just kind of
get those tones down.
Yeah. I mean, there's still, in all honesty, there's still quite a lot I want to do to it with some oils and some powders and streaking and stuff. And I will go back probably over most of these models and do bits and pieces over time because nothing's ever finished. So the Typhon's probably the closest to being
They've always done another battle, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another scratch here and there. But yeah, not too bad. The biggest problem I had painting it, because I didn't do it in sub-assemblies, the only thing that wasn't attached was the turbo laser at the top. I was holding it in the air while trying to get the angles of the airbrush. The wrist ache I got from that was just horrendous. So it's got like having shin splints or something. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to painting the other one.
Flying stand, have you got one?
I've got one for it, yeah.
So where did you source yours?
So what I did is got a Forstner drill bit. And then I can show you the bottom now. I'm not going to show you. Drilled a big hole in the bottom of it, right through all the detail at the bottom because it's all finished engine details.
Stuff,
So go through the Forstner drill up into the hull inside where I've got a big thick brass rod which is JB welded into place inside.
Yeah.
I cut a groove in the top of a big acrylic rod. And if you, I don't know, there's a YouTube channel. I'm not sure if he's still going actually called Hazard Syndrome. By a guy called Hayden, and I watched his for advice because he built a Night Lords one, and this is what he did. And then you just use an acrylic rod basically, and the rod sits in the top of the groove in the acrylic rod.
Is it like an interference?
Yeah, it's like a snug fit. And then I just JB welded screwed that into a big wooden base, which I've been covered and stuff. But it took a tumble then loads of stuff fell off it. That's why. So yeah, I'll get to finish that at some point.
But yeah, that is a nice big model and. Probably worth for quite a bit few quid now. It's out of production again.
Yeah, I think they sort of routinely go, well, at least £500 or £600 probably.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants a Raven Guard painted one, if I ever sold it, I might get decent money for it, but
Less.
less. Yeah, rattle can.
The paint job, rattle can black, and yeah. So I noticed that you've done all red tint on your aircraft.
Mhm.
Was that like just a Tamiya red?
Tamiya clear red, yeah, on the inside. Again, I think I saw Matt Kane's. I think he did the Sons of Horus Fire Raptor for the Forge World.
Yeah.
And I asked him about it. I was like, "How did you paint that red?" Because at that time I was very new to airbrushing. Still, I didn't know Tamiya clear red existed.
Very simple, but
much less that you could airbrush it.
Very effective.
Yeah, and with the Thunderhawk, it was fun because obviously that canopy section comes without any glass in it.
Or does it not?
Yeah, so that is literally acetate, clear acetate. That I airbrushed the whole A4 sheet of with Tamiya clear red,
and then
cut to size, and then PVA'd it into all the slots.
How painstaking was that? Or was it not too bad?
No,
We won't talk about it.
yeah, it was. The acetate is a bit unforgiving sometimes with the spidering and stuff, but I've got enough bits out to do that, which is good.
Excellent.
Yeah, a bit of a pain.
So that is it from now. I think we've been through.
We have.
So I've got some questions for you.
Oh, go on,
to
Q&A.
know more about the painter. So, how long have you been collecting Raven Guard?
Oh, probably since about 2013.
So what's that
Yeah.
now? What year are we?
2021.
Eight years?
Yeah. With the pandemic, it feels like a long time.
Yeah.
No, I started with when Heresy of Betrayal first dropped.
Yeah.
I was like, I hadn't long been reading Heresy books, and I was playing a bit of 40k, but not really much. Had a long hiatus.
Yeah.
Like everyone else does, you drop out, you find alcohol and ladies
women,
and responsibilities, and then
whatever
you come back when you've got a job. So I got straight into Heresy immediately, and I started with Death Guard actually. I started painting Death Guard army, and then I met a guy, the YouTuber actually, Tempers Crusades 01, or Brian to his mates. And he was running a whole series of Heresy games long before Forge World's Heresy stuff came out. Yeah. And he was putting them all on YouTube, like 100,000 point battles with all his mates and just seas of super heavies and stuff. It was just brilliant. Yeah. I thought, I really want to play in a game like that. And he said to me, well, I'm doing one. And you got a Siege of Terror one. Do you want to come? I was like, yeah. Yeah, I do. So he's like, great, what have you got? I said, well, I've just got a bit of Death Guard and stuff. And he's like, I even got a Loyalist army. No. Well, I've got my 40k army, which is kind of turquoise Marines based on the Raven Guard symbology and stuff. So I was going to repaint those maybe as Raven Guard. Yeah, do that. That's easy. Just all black, bit of dry brush, bring them along. So at the time, that's exactly what I did. Black and a bit of dry brush, just to play that game. And then after that, I thought, I quite like these. I might try and paint these a little bit better. And then about a year went past, and then that's when I saw Matt advertising he was going to teach people painting. And I thought, well, if I'm going to learn how to do decent black, then I can take it forward. So that's what I did. Nice. So it's something that's just sort of expanded from there, really. Like that game's still on YouTube somewhere, that Siege of Terror game, if you watch it. It's bonkers. Absolutely huge. Loads of tables, loads of players, loads of titans. Crazy.
Excellent.
Good fun.
So my next question was going to be why Raven Guard, but you've sort of covered that.
Yeah, sort of accidentally. I didn't have any great love for the Raven Guard particularly. I just sort of fell into it. And then I stuck with it.
Did you find as you start reading the fluff and you just start getting
I quite liked it. I like the sneaky guerrilla tactics and stuff. And but obviously, as we've discussed, I have a love for tanks and vehicles and stuff as well. So it makes it a little bit of a challenge to meet anyone else's expectations with infantry. Because I like
very
tanks,
good
like
at
flyers
hiding behind trees.
Yeah.
And then, so I was going to ask, was this your first Legion? You've mentioned Death Guard.
The Death Guard
was your first Legion?
Yeah, that lasted the life of a tactical squad and a Contemptor, I think.
Just never picked up the love for it.
Yeah, and I was trying to do it all by brush, and I was following Forge World guides that they brought out at the time, which were obviously lies.
Yes.
And I thought, I can't paint a Legion like this. It's going to take me years to paint anything that's useful. I was pre-airbrush, but even with the airbrush, following their guide. I kind of got a bit disheartened about that, but then, here we are. Not disheartened anymore.
Onto the Raven Guard. So, Warhammer in general. When did you get into the hobby? So you obviously got at a younger age. You probably started off with 40k or maybe even fantasy.
No, 40k. Second Ed was the first 40k version that I played. Nice. So I think that was 93, something like that.
Yeah, I think I come in at third.
Third Ed, yeah. Was that the Dark Eldar starter?
Yes.
So, yeah.
I
Tau first arrived.
I was very young. I must have only been like 8 or 10.
Yeah, like 2001 or something like that. I think I first discovered the hobby with Space Crusade.
Yeah.
Came out way back, probably when I was like 11, something like that. And Hero Quest at the time, which had just redone them. There was a Kickstarter of Hero Quest. And that introduced me to Space Marines and Chaos Dreadnoughts and whatever else was in that set. And I thought, oh, this is really cool. And then someone said, there's actually a shop that sells these. Okay, brilliant, let's go have a look. So I went down there and started getting hooked on metal Marines and things that never glued together and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it stuck.
So that person probably cost you a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're listening, John.
So, in your Raven Guard,
Mm-hmm.
what's your favourite unit / model? What is you most proud of? Like,
From a painting perspective or from a game perspective? I mean, I'm
we'll
more into the Glaive
each.
these days.
so Glaive for game, obviously. Painting wise?
I suppose the one I'm probably proudest of is the Typhon.
Yep.
I think that took me a long time to paint. There is a model in my collection that I got a finalist pin for going in, which I left at home, helpfully.
Yeah.
Which was the Tech Marine. I like him because of he was my finalist pin. So
yeah, so
I
you've
wasn't
obviously
expecting
got
it. So
some
it was
attachment
quite nice.
to that for.
I remember when I put him in, actually, a guy, another friend of mine, Lance Allen, does Lance Allen Miniatures, he said to me, did you know, because you put your Tech Marine in the cabinet there, that the front stand's sold out of Tech Marines?
Oh, really?
So everyone saw it and go, what's that model? Because no one had really seen the Mark IV Tech Marine. He's got that kind of Halo-esque helmet on, and so sold out of Tech Marines at the front.
Oh, nice.
So I thought, I'll take that. That's
I hope
nice.
you got a cut.
You'd like to think, wouldn't you? But no, sadly not. The Typhon, probably painting-wise, is my favourite one, even though the scratches are out of scale, apparently. I'm not bitter about that. But yeah, game-wise, I do enjoy the Glaive. Well, to be fair, I enjoy the Thunderhawk too, but it's just, I think it has problems with points and stuff. It's hard to
You don't
use.
like it when it comes on at turn 4, do you?
No, I don't like when it comes on turn. There's a lot of points. And as I said to you and Tom, I think when we were discussing it, it's so many points to get it to a survivable state and a good state for damage output.
Yes.
And then if you put anything in it as well, and it's off the board, you're talking like
I
1,200,
find
1,500 points off the board. It's just not worth it.
I find that with Spartans and stuff, where you got the base costs and you're like, well, I've got to put a flare shield on it.
Yeah, I've got to put ceremony on it.
Yeah, that starts.
I've got to put a
similar
600 point unit in it.
Yeah,
it soon mounts up. I think there maybe needs to be a little bit of a change to how flyers work. Maybe allow it to start on the board or something. I don't know how they're going to work it, but the way it is at the moment, I know you can manipulate reserve rolls, but in general, if you get stuck off the board, it's hard work, isn't it?
Especially if you come across Alpha Legion or something and you start getting minuses, because I think they could stack to -2 reserves, so you could be coming in 5s.
At least your bloody Saboteur can't blow it up.
You'll put a dent in it.
I'm sure he will, yeah.
And then, so total points, we did a
rough calculation,
it was just over 8,000 points, about 82.
Yeah, about 82, something like that.
Yeah, so, and then you've got more at home as well.
Yeah, I was thinking it's probably about 2/3. Roughly, it's hard to know.
So you've probably got about 12, 13k altogether.
That's probably about right, yeah. Because there's definitely got some more tanks to do. There's a lot of infantry left I've still got to paint. There's all the other dreadnoughts that are not here, and Stormbird.
Yes,
Stormbird's built. That will get painted one day. I'm very busy. It's hard to find the time to paint anything, much less a massive flyer.
So, what do you think you're going to paint next then for this army?
What am I going to paint next for this army? Good question, Sean. I don't know. not
Too much choice.
Not the Stormbird, probably. Do you know? What I suspect I'll paint is I've got one of the the Minotaur tanks, the big double barrels.
Yes.
Because you can take this as a Lord of War choice. I've got one for the Raven Guard, which I'm going to paint up. Just it's the most un-Raven Guard unit I think you put on the table. This bloody World War I artillery tank. But I love the look of it. It'll weather up really nicely, and I think for fun that's probably the one I'll have a go at next.
Nice. That'll be nice to see.
I should be painting infantry, but it's a tank. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, Neil and his tanks.
Yeah, my tanks.
So obviously you spoke about how you learnt to do the black. How many attempts did it take to get this perfect black? Was it just straight away you nailed it?
The truth?
Yeah, go on.
One.
You did it in one day?
Yeah, that Rhino. That was
So that is obviously
good instruction from Mr. Kane. Yeah.
His instructions, obviously a good teacher.
Yeah, good teacher. I absorbed it all pretty much straight away. And I said I've refined the technique a little bit for my own. Not that there's anything wrong with your scheme or anything, Matt. I just adapts the way of painting slightly.
Everyone's got their own little personal taste.
Basically, once I had a little bit more black into it, so I went through a really thin glaze of black in the airbrush just to re-hit the shadows and stuff, which I didn't do originally.
Take it back a little bit.
And I think I changed at some point from German grey to Tamir dark grey, which is slightly different in colour. But they're close enough, really, that it doesn't really matter which one you paint.
No, it's all looks coherent to me.
Yeah, so yeah, it was good. If anyone's not done a painting course, be there one of Matt's or Colt Paint or whoever, I'd recommend it because it brought me on leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
No, I've never done one. I do...
Your stuff's very good anyway, Sean, to be fair.
Yeah, I do a lot of stealing ideas of people like you and other YouTubers. I just copy people. But so that sort of brings us to an end. We can follow all your stuff on Instagram, can't we?
You can, yes.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. We've got a Facebook page too, yes. It's at Rift Forge Studio. I do commissions, but I'm really backed up at the moment. So if you want a commission like 2023, then drop me a message. If not,
plan ahead for Heresy 2.0.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to do a full Heresy army. I've done all sorts of bits and bobs at the moment. Just it's nice to paint other stuff, really. You know, like I said, you've done a Cursed City set and that sort of thing. It's more interesting. But yeah, I'd love to do a full Heresy army. Doesn't matter what the Legion is.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy it. So
excellent. So yeah, look them up. I will put links for both of them, and yeah, if you want an army that's awesomely painted, you may have to wait a while, but be patient and give Neil a message. And you guys, there's 3 of you, isn't there? All different jobs,
Rift Forge teams. So we have
we've got Rich that does the conversions.
Yes, so you'll find him Rift Forge Conversions on Instagram.
Yes.
He's been doing custom characters, and I don't know if you've seen the ZM board he did. Yeah, it's an amazing Zone Mortalis board he's built up with just
he does layers and the amount of detail he puts in is so
really clever.
So good. I'd give them a look, and if you're a fan of Zone Mortalis,
I think the last one he even built a little like toilet shed.
It was like a T-bar type.
Yeah,
thing,
like, really good.
Yeah, it was so
really
cool.
Good.
And then
Rift Forge Fabricator is
is Luke, and he would build, like I was saying, I hate building.
No, I do really enjoy these days.
Some people love, like obviously Luke does, but yeah, it's just not for me.
And he does I've been seeing him with my stuff. He just does a really good job. He's so attentive to detail when it comes to like gaps and magnets and pinning and
Yeah, I get to the point where I go, that'll do. The paint will cover it up.
We'll glue it all together. That's fine. But he does a great job. So if you want him to build, give him a shout. He's top-notch work. So.
Yeah, really good. And so that is Neil's 8,000 points, 2/3 of his collection. I hope you've enjoyed listening to us talk about it, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at it and enjoyed all the little close-ups that I've shown you. And hopefully Neil does love a good bat report.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll get him back on in the new year.
Yeah, I've been pimping myself out to you guys.
Yeah, he loves it. Neil, do you want to come up? Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll bring the Raven Guard again.
Yeah,
not the Glaive though. I'm not upset you.
No. But yeah, we might have to get you to play Tom on his own actually.
I'm quite happy to tune Tom for a couple of hours.
Yeah, take the Glaive against Tom. Yeah, he loves it.
Take all the part. Yeah, he'll be dead happy.
Yeah. Anyway. Thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And thank you for giving your evening
no worries.
for us. And Happy New Year, actually. This has just come out in the New Year.
So, was it? Okay, good. Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, even though it's just before Christmas for us. But
hope
you've all got some nice models. If you've got some Raven Guard and you need it painting, you know where to go.
It was out 2023.
Yeah, 2023. But yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video.
Cheers.